Okay, I thought I'd try to throw one more up here, in case anybody needs UVs. We all use UVs. Nice to have around in case you got to pick out little parts and stuff. I like to start with a base model, no textures or anything. So what I'm going to do is just click on the screen. I'm going to completely grab all this camera stuff that's on the screen and delete it. Then I'm going to go up to File, and I'll go down to my Import tool to the app. And we will go, let's see, I've got the Kodiak on the desk, so I'm going to navigate to the desk and go down to the main Kodiak file, which is here, and I'm going to open that up, go to Sim Objects, Airplanes, and I'll grab the main Kodiak gear here at the top, and I'm going to go down to the model empty, which appears to be the one with all the stuff in it, for the Kodiak anyways, and I'll grab this first one, which is load 0. Always want to get the lowest that you can get. If you go up in these high ones, they're for a lot of distance and you're not going to get a lot of detail. So anyways, I'm going to open this. It'll come in all white, just as a model with all the garbage goop around it and stuff. You don't need to worry about that. The only thing I might get rid of is click on this drone collusion thing and delete it, because it can just get in the way. Some of this other stuff can too, but I'm not going to worry about it because you get the general. It was in my other videos. Anyways, I'm going to go, see, I don't know if I can do this or not. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to go in. Alright, go into layout. I'm going to start with the fuselage. There's a frost layer, and what I just grabbed is that frost layer. I don't want that. Let's try in between the gray here. Now I got the fuselage. I can go into the UV editing, and as you can see, that looks horrible. So there's an issue here. There's an overlapping UVs, and it's caused by the connection of the two fuselage pieces here. So what I'm going to do is go back into layout. I have that selected. You can clear everything out if you want to by hitting the Shift H and hide everything else. I'll go to I've got this selected. I'm going to go to edit mode up in this window right here. And when I'm in edit mode, I want to make sure I've got everything selected. So I'm going to go select all. And I'm going to right click on the screen. That's going to bring up this window. I'll come all the way down here to where it says separate, and then you're given these options. I want to do it by material. So I just selected the two halves. So I have the front half and the back half. Now apparently these are on separate plates. On this particular model, that's not always the case. Now that I got it separated, I want to go back into object mode. I will click off, and I'm going to go back to my layout. I'll bring everything back by using the Alt-H key. You don't have to, probably, I don't imagine. But anyways, I'm going to go into UV edit. Yeah, the reason that happens is because everything was selected. So you go back to layout. I'm glad things are happening to me. Let's select the fuselage again. Come on. Give me the fuselage. Okay. That's the door. There we go. There's the front half. So I can go to, now I can go back to UV edit. And I'm going to go to where it says UV right here. Up in your left hand corner. Click on that. And I'm going to go down to the very bottom. It says export UV layout. Okay. I'm going to click on that. And up in the right hand corner, it's got options here. I'm going to select all UVs, so that should give me all the UVs that's on that plate. I'll select desktop, and I'll keep it the same name and hit export. Reduce my page and come down here and see what I got. Okay, I'm going to open this with Photoshop. So all I did was right click on it. open with whatever 2D program. You could use Photoshop, GIMP, just regular paint, whatever you want to use. I'm going to open this up and take a look at it. Sometimes things take a little bit longer than you like to happen, but anyways. Okay, there's your UV map of the front of the fuselage. Now, what you can do with this UV map, and it's also a good idea to come up here to image or however you do it in your 2D program, and check the image size, see what size it is. This happens to be 1024 by 1024. The files may be at 2048, or they might be at 90, 40, I can't even remember, 4096 I think it is. That would be 4K. 2K would be the 2048 and so forth. You can go all the way up to 8K, which I think is 81 something. But these smaller aircraft, I really don't think you need to go up in that high. Anyway, from this, you can select just about anything. It depends on your tolerance. If I have the tolerance down to, say, 20, I'm just going to be able to select, it's going to select individual slots. If I take that tolerance up to 80 and click, I get the whole piece. Okay? Now what you can do with that piece is you could say, if you have, I'll give you an example. Let's open up, go down to the dummy. Go down to the Kodiak, and I'll do one of Stoll's, the Hodge, and we'll look into this. I'll go to airplanes. I'm going to go to the Kodak PW gear, and we're going to go down here to textures, and I'm working on the fuselage, and fuselage forward is what I want. So I'm going to double click on that, open that up, and here's what comes in. Now to check it, I can go over here to image, image size, and it tells me it's at 4096. Alright, so in order for me to use that UV map with this, I'm going to have to convert it. So if I go back here, and I'm going to unselect just by clicking. I can go up here and hit the deselect tool, and I'm going to go up here to image size, and I will change it to 4096. Okay, select OK. Now the two match. Now if I were to go up and select, let's see. Come on. What am I doing here? Selection tool. Okay, PNG. Select it. Now if I select on that item, which I just did, look at the marching ants around it, I can go over here to edit, and I can copy that. I can go back into the texture file, and I can go edit, paste special, paste in place. Now you see it comes in over the top of that part. What I can do with this, if I need to, let's say that this fuselage is all white and the border around it's all white, and I need to find that piece. Now that I have this piece in here, I can click anywhere off of the piece, and then it's going to give me the marching ants. I can select inverse. Now I just have that piece selected. That's one way of using your UV maps. Let's see. Let me close this. No, I don't want to save. I'm going to keep this up here. Let's go back. Let's say I want to change to a different paint. I want to go from a gloss to a flat. So I'm going to go down here to the In this case, it's a PBR. So I should be able to take this PBR and open it up. And so this is the fuselage. Tell me where pieces are at. You really can't tell from this. I should be able to. If it's the same, though, I need to look at that and see if it's the same size. So I'll go image, image size, and it is the same size, so it's 4096. So what I'm going to do is I've already got that part in my saved. So I'll go here and go into paste special, and there's the piece right there. Alright. Now, provided you're on a fuselage forward, it's the same piece that you're working with. That will give you an idea where that piece is on here. You should be able to take and select outside of it somewhere. I'm going to select inverse, and I can turn this eye off. Now I just have this part. I could go down here. Let's say I wanted it super shiny and glossy. I could take a sampling of this piece right here. There are other better ways to do this, but if you're just starting out and you want something to look super high, weird, old glossy, you could sample the purple is going to be chrome, okay? And then you have various shades in between that. And the best way to do this is through RGB colors and go in and adjust those. And primarily, I believe it's the green will give you your shininess. But I've got this area selected. I could, let's see. Let's keep it just simple. I'm going to select OK, and I could do a fill. Let's see, edit and fill. And let's see, edit, fill, enter. It didn't work. Oh, because I wasn't down on. All right, now it'll work. Jeez, can't remember nothing these days. All right, edit, fill, OK. So now that whole area is filled, and what's going to happen when I save this out and go back into Flight Simulator, this whole piece by itself is going to be super glossy. This is just an example of what you can do with UVs. Anyways, if you already know this, know how to use these things, you could also do a layer mask. You could section off that area and go into, let's see, edit, undo, fill. I could go into image, adjust, and I could do a hue saturation adjustment. I could colorize it, and I could go in that way and make adjustments to what I'm doing. And this way, I still have all the black areas in there. And if you know your colors and can mess with it that way, that's one way to do it. I haven't found a way in here yet to do the red, green, specifically red, green, and blue, but I'm sure there's a way to do that. Anyway, that's just to give you an idea of what you can do with the UV map once you get the UV maps out. So I'm going to close out of these. Don't save. I'm going to close out of this map and don't save and get rid of this. Okay, so that's how to pull a UV map. I could do another one real quick. We'll go back into Blender. Let's go back to the layout. Let's pull a wing. Wings here are in two different groups. There's a left wing and a right wing. So I'm going to pull the left wing group. Again, I have the left wing selected. I'm going to go to UV edit. I'm not even going to get rid of everything off the screen because I'm just pulling a UV. I'll go UV. I'm going to go export. And again, all UVs are check marked, and that shouldn't change until I close the program down if I don't have it saved as one of my variables somewhere. And then I'm going to do the same. I'm going to go desktop, and I'm going to export. Again, drop down. What do I got here? I got the UV map for the left wing. So that's how you pull your UVs. I hope that helps somebody. Then you just put them in a file and save them somewhere so that you could go back to them. There's another way to do this. If you don't want to have a big sheet of UVs around and you don't know where parts are at and stuff, I'll give you a little example. I'll try to anyways. I'm going to go back into Blender. I'm going to go to, let's see if I can grab the breakdown here. I better go back into layout. Let's go grab the break. Yeah, there's the break. Okay, so I've got the break selected. I'm going to go Control H. Should hide everything. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Shift H. Shift H hides everything. Get it kind of up into focus here. That's not going to matter until I'm going to go into Texture Paint. In Texture Paint, there's no textures. See, it says no textures or nothing. And I'm going to go up to the plus sign right here. Add a texture. I'm going to add a base color. I'm going to go down here and let's make it 4096, because that will match the other plates that we have. 4096, and I'll click on the color. I'm going to make this solid white, pure white, and I don't need to generate a blank. Okay, so now I have a texture. I'm going to click on that texture, and over here I got all this whiteness here, and I'm going to go up here and I grab something bright so that I can see it here. And I'm going to paint this. Okay? Now, if you already see the stuff is showing up. Go back out here. Make sure I get everything. Some of this isn't going to paint for me. Get as much of it I can. Make sure I got it all the way around. And that's if you wanted to color alright. Let's see if I missed a little bit down here. Yeah, I missed a little bit down here. Try to make sure that you get everything. You know, I should have done is gone up here to my my fall off and set my fall off so that I got hard edges. That way I know I've got good solid color on everything I'm trying to cover here. Okay, so close up on the map. You see I have all these pieces and parts over here now. That all comprises this brake assembly. Now what I'm going to do is, you see there's an asterisk next to this image. I want to save that image somewhere. So what I can do now is click on that image and go down to Save As. And I'm just going to save it to the desktop. I'm going to call it, it's already on a Kodiak Parts base color. So what I'm going to do is make it brake. Just something so that I can remember what it is. And then I'm going to save it to my desktop. Or a file, if you had a file somewhere. Don't make a mistake and actually go up here to the file and save file, because that'll save the blend. And you don't want to do that. That can give you some hassles later on. Anyways, now that you got those parts, that happens to be the right brake. And if you wanted to, you could come in here and go right brake. I don't know. I should check that, I suppose, for you. I'm going to go back to layout. Alt-H brings everything back. I'll move around. We'll select the left brake. And then Shift-H hides everything. It doesn't get rid of it. It hides it. And then again, I can go back to Texture Paint. And it uses the same plate. So, and I've got the same color. Let's paint that and see where it goes. It goes down here to the middle. So, make sure. Some aircraft use one set for both sides, and some doesn't. It just depends on what you get. I'm just trying to make sure that I get all these parts painted from all sides. Okay, I'm going to come back out, make sure I got everything that I can paint it that's going to paint. Alright. Alright. Must use the same little dot here, whatever that is. But I got a pretty good plate. I got both sides. What you can do is come over here, and I got that selected. I'm going to reduce my brush. I'm going to use the bracket keys, and left will take it down, right will take it up, and I'll just put L and R. I'll label these. That's the right and left side. Again, image, you could just save it, but I want to make sure I'm going to save it as, I'm going to save it to the desktop as the Kodiak Parts breaks. Save image. Alright. I'm done with this. I don't need to do any more. It's the same principle if you want to go back and pull UVs, or if you want to go grab another part somewhere, like something on the front landing gear or whatever. You want to find out where parts are located. This is one way to locate parts. I've saved it. I'm going to close out a blend. I don't want to do anything more with it. I'm not going to save anything. So now I have 2 UV plates, and I have a parts plate that I can put in a file somewhere and refer to later on. You could open this guy up in Photoshop or whatever you want to open up, grab all those parts, paint them a certain color, and place them on the plates in your individual folder wherever you're working on. It depends on what you want to do and how you're working on it. I just thought I'd show you how to pull UVs and how to make a sheet with some parts on it that you want to be able to reference later on. Let's say you really like me, I went crazy over the Husky. I liked doing the Husky, so I made plates like this on every individual little part that I could find, with the wheels and the brakes and the tail wheels, tail landing gears, so forth and so on. And so each livery I could go refer to these plates and grab the parts I needed to. Anyways, hope that helps someone. Bye.